And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Are you like me that when someone pulls out a can of mints, you tend to think, are they trying to give me a message? Probably in my case they are. And then when they open that Altoid tin or whatever it is, you're like, may I have one? And then you take two, and they're delicious. Well, I don't know why I'm talking so much about this, except this game is called Mintworks. And this is a very small game. You can see it could fit into a pocket very easily. It has some cards. It has some minty tokens in it. It's a little worker placement game, almost a micro game per se. I guess it is small enough to be considered one. I tend to be kind of suspicious of micro games because, like, is there enough game there? Let's find out. Now first we want to take a look at the packaging for this game. You'll notice these are basically coins in the game, a little starting player token, but it really does look like a little container of mints. I'm very impressed with the look of it. And this thing is great. The cards fit in, but you know what's weird is that the rule book doesn't fit in. You'll notice the corners are bent up from it going in. So I've heard that if you cut the corners off, it's better. So we're about to find out. Let's see. If I cut these corners, doing this for science, folks. All right, there we go. We cut the corners. That doesn't really affect everything. I can now take it. There we go. Fits in perfectly. Okay, we'll just keep that in mind. Otherwise, these rulebook doesn't fit in very well. Anyhow, with that being said, let's take a look here at the game. Now, the goal of this game is to get victory points. These victory points are going to be from stars. And many buildings in this game are going to give you victory points in the form of stars. Each player is simply going to be starting with 3 coins. And then you're going to be taking turns, and each round players can place some of these coins out, or they can pass. And once everyone's passed, the round ends. In between rounds, coins are removed from these different spots on the board, and each player gets 1 more coin, possibly more. Now there's 6 here. There's 4 basic, there's 2 deeds, and then there's a quote-unquote advanced rule where you play with 2 more buildings. So I would always play with those 2 buildings. On your turn, you place a number of these out equal to the number on it. So for example, we can see here that the producer, I can put 1 coin here to get 2. Here I can get 1 and get the starting player token, which allows you to go first. Here I can gain a plan from the plan supply. When you gain, you have to put a number of coins there equal to the cost of that plan. So these both cost 1. This one costs 3, so if I wanted to take that one, I would need to put 3 of my coins here to get it. That then goes into your hand. To play it on the table in front of you, you have to put 2 coins on the builder. So that's basically the 4 main spots. The swap meet and the crowdfunder and the temp agent and the recycler are other things, like here you get 3 coins, everyone else gets 1. Exchange a building or a plan in your neighborhood with 1 from the plan supply. Those are special plans that you can have. But once you put one of these in front of you, sometimes it does nothing. Like this one gives you a star. However, this one, the co-op, gives you a coin every upkeep and lets you pick another player. This one here gives you 1 for each building in your neighborhood. Sometimes this one here just gives you a coin every turn. Sometimes they give you, and this one says you are owner of the wholesaling location. The wholesaler then becomes open, and someone can go there to get 2 coins, and anytime someone does that, you will get a coin. Here, the lotto, when you build that, you get the top plan from the plan deck. So you're paying 3 and hoping the top plan is good. And if someone goes there, you get 2. And so there's all sorts of other little buildings in here. This one's worth 3 stars, gives you 1 every turn, but it costs 4. Here's one automatically build plans you get from the supplier. So when you get a plan, it automatically goes in front of you. This one's worth a star for each building in your neighborhood. And as you can see, there's not a ton of buildings. This is a very small footprint of a game. Once one person has 7 stars in front of them, and during the upkeep phase, you will then count up the points for everybody, and whoever has the most points, most stars, is the winner. If it's a tie, whoever has the smaller neighborhood, the smaller buildings in their neighborhood, wins the game. Well, you've already seen I like the components. I like how there's mints in here. I like how the cards fit in. Of course, the rule book, I had to cut the corners off, but not a big deal. Yes, this is a micro game. Yes, this is one that's very small. But yes, this is one I'm actually going to be keeping because it's small and yet I believe it packs a punch. Really, it's not a difficult game. You're placing out these tokens, you're getting more tokens, you're getting deeds, you then play the deeds. As a bigger game, I would be all over this, right? If this was a big box game and I was like, oh, this is a nice idea. You get these, you build these, you're building a little engine. This is a small little engine building game that gets me a card and this card gives me more coins and now I take these coins and now I can play cards automatically, boom, and it's over and it's fast. On the box it says that it's 10 to 20 minutes. That is dead accurate. Now I don't always want to play a game like that, right? I don't always want to play a game that's quick and simple and fast and short. And I want to play meatier games, but sometimes you do. And what I really like about this game, other than the packaging, what I really like is that it offers a heavier experience in 10 to 20 minutes. I feel like I'm playing a game, a meaty game, like, ooh, if I go there, okay, I'm going to do that. Maybe I should build this and do that. Oh, the game's over? What? That was fast. But it was good. It's like when you go into a fancy steak restaurant, which I've done a few times when someone else paid, and when you get there, they give you a piece of steak at the very beginning. You eat it, you're like, that is amazing. Wow, it's great. I wouldn't call it a cheap appetizer. It's like an amazing thing at the beginning. That's what this feels like. It's like, hey, let's play this little game. Hey, this game actually has some meat to it. This game is pretty neat. I'd love to see this expanded, to be bigger, to have more buildings. But as it is, for what it is, I like the fact that you can carry a tiny game around, you can set it up in a location, you can play it. Now, I give a lot of games grief, notably the Tiny Epic series, games that are tiny for no reason, right? I feel like they'd be better bigger. This one, I don't actually feel that way. This one feels right being small. It's just a few cards, a few pieces you move around, fits the theming of the container very well, and I don't know, it's just so simple. And it also makes a great two-player game. There's even some cards in here which give you different players to play against so you can play solitaire. I have not done that, but I'm very happy with this. It's fast, it's simple, I'm keeping it. I might not have kept it if it was a bigger game, but this is a small one I could pull out, and this one actually fits in my pocket. Just don't eat the pieces, I guess. Either way, certainly a surprise to me, but a very enjoyable one. Mintworks. Dice Tower Judgment approved!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door!